I'm Sheriff John Bunnell. Going on patrol is like launching an offensive without knowing your opponent. Criminals come in all shapes and sizes, which means police have to consider everyone they encounter a possible threat. Because as you're about to see, every one of them can turn deadly in a heartbeat.
Ottawa Hills, Ohio. The tranquility of this neighborhood is shattered by a terrifying high-speed pursuit. The 18-year-old driver of this car has been drinking, and Officer Kolosinski of the Ottawa Hills PD has to stop him. At pulse-pounding speeds, he tears up the pavement. The kid frantically tries to outrun the officer, nearly sideswiping several cars. The driver leads Kolosinski through the twisted maze of streets. When he sees his chance to get away, he takes it to the highway. But seconds later, he alters his game plan. Then he drunkenly tips police off to his next move. The pursuit is getting faster and more dangerous by the minute. And with a driver this blitzed, every turn invites disaster. But as the teen heads back to the highway, his luck finally runs out.
Dispatch, we need an ambulance at C4 in Brantford.
The driver sideswipes an oncoming vehicle. From the distance, Kolosinski can hear the sound of metal crushing metal. And though both people are injured, the victims are 100% supportive of Officer Kolosinski's actions.
He did what he needed to do. Kolosinski needed to get him off the road. He could have killed more people if he wouldn't have hit us. He could have gone on and killed somebody, and it would have been worse than what it was. The police were excellent.
Officer Kolosinski received the victim's endorsement, but then he received something totally unexpected: a wedding invitation.
When we were getting married, we realized that Kolosinski is the one that saved us and brought us together, because the accident, it really drew us closer, and he's the one that made that happen for us. I mean, he really made us realize how much we mean to each other.
In law enforcement's effort to catch a drunk driver, Stephanie Frost and her husband became unfortunate victims. This 18-year-old was charged with driving under the influence and aggravated vehicular assault. He was lucky it wasn't manslaughter.
Police will sometimes moonlight to provide security for people in need. But no matter where they're working, an officer's instincts are never off duty. Shreveport, Louisiana. The 3 men in line at this convenience store are suspected of robbing it twice before, and they're ready to strike again. After the customer carries her grocery bag away, the men pretend to stroll off too. But they're really making sure the coast is clear. Once they're certain, they don't hesitate. The first 2 robbers storm the counter, brandishing guns. The third crook pushes past a startled worker to get to the safe in the back room. The robber in the jacket then runs toward the back room too. But off camera, as the first crook hits the safe, he's met by policemen. The moonlighting officer has been watching the robbery on a video monitor. The unseen confrontation between him and the armed robber explodes into a firefight. The crook at the front fires back. As the crook in the jacket race for cover. With one crook down, the other 2 run away. The officer follows moments later. The robbers shoot at the policeman. When the officer returns, he's able to keep his cool, despite having just survived 2 shootouts.
I got a suspect down here for it. I need smoke. Okay.
Only minutes later, the gunmen are caught. This armed robbery will be their last. These crooks thought this store was the place for easy money. But thanks to an off-duty policeman, they soon learned that nothing comes free.
Give it a what?
2 of them paid with his life. And the third paid for this botched holdup with stiff prison sentences. Fort Worth, Texas.
Westbound cars approaching the intersection of South Main.
Minutes ago, Officer Kevin Hillard spotted this car with stolen tags, idling in a parking lot. But when the driver saw the cruiser,
He went from idle to full tilt. Unfortunately, this reckless redliner can barely hold the road. He quickly hits some serious speeds.
I'm doing 103 right now. I'm digging for something in the car, guys. I don't know.
Whatever this man's trying to pull, it's about to eviscerate his escape.
Oh, we got a signal to start right here and start fire department. You just head on to van.
Clocking in at triple digits, the preoccupied runner careens. Parts fly from the devastating impact.
You just head on to van.
Hillard spots and is shocked to see a sign of life. Amazingly, the 3 men inside suffer only minor injuries. And the suspect, Donald Kane, survives as well, earning a 10-year prison sentence for his actions. It's later discovered that Kane was about to pull a robbery, and what he was searching for was his gun.
Digging for something in the car, guys. I don't know.
He may not have fired a shot, but this manic run turned his car into the biggest bullet of all.
Fire department, you just head on to van.
Manning, South Carolina. Lieutenant Preston Stukes makes a routine traffic stop. But what happens next will be anything but routine. The driver of the van is only 14. He has no business even being on the road, let alone in a high-speed chase. The lieutenant is right on him.
We turn around and headed back towards Sardinia.
As the kid speeds faster and faster, he starts to lose control, swerving from lane to lane.
He's driving in the left lane.
And when he passes other vehicles, he's courting disaster.
What kind of speed you running?
Stukes does some precision maneuvering of his own. What happens next is terrifying. Just getting away isn't enough for this boy. He is now brazenly challenging the oncoming traffic to a twisted game of chicken.
He's trying to cause an accident, running people off the road.
The van passes a stunned driver in a crazy dance of death. The truck almost loses control. Lieutenant Stukes is left to wonder, does this kid think he's invincible, or is he on a suicide mission? A hanging bumper is the result of one brush with death.
He's not going to stop, 60.
Now watch closely as the boy challenges another motorist to his next game of chicken.
Lord have mercy.
The suspect attempts to avoid the oncoming vehicle, and then it happens. He finally loses control. The oncoming vehicle clips the boy's van. Then, unbelievably, the suspect virtually unharmed. Within minutes, he's apprehended, and this reckless youth won't be behind a wheel anytime again soon. There were no winners in this sick game of chicken, only survivors. In spite of terrifying moments like these, no one was seriously injured in this shocking pursuit.
A criminal who has done jail time will do anything to avoid going back. An ex-con will run from police for even the slightest offense, and he doesn't care what stands in his way.
Moundsville, West Virginia. Marshall County Sheriff's deputies pursue a man running for reasons unknown. Moments ago, deputies tried to stop the suspect to tell him his headlights were out. A quick warning would have sent him on his way. Now officers are involved in a chase topping 100 miles an hour.
All units proceed to County Road 21.
It turns out the man is driving on a suspended license, a misdemeanor in most states. But the suspect is also a recent parolee, and the fear of going back to jail fuels his mad dash. He just misses traffic, time and time again.
This is getting real dangerous, babe.
At speeds this fast, defensive driving is impossible. It seems he won't stop for anything, and apparently he's proven that before.
All units, that vehicle has a prior 1080.
Only 2 weeks ago, the suspect was involved in another chase in which he got away. These deputies aren't about to let that happen again. Officers act swiftly. As the man turns right, deputies punch his back bumper. His car skids out of control, hits an embankment, and flips onto its roof. Before he can even think about running again, the suspect is cuffed and taken away. His original crime of driving with a suspended license would have earned him at most 2 nights in jail. But running from police
All units, proceed to County Road 21.
and endangering lives will earn him several, 19 months worth to be exact.
Thornwood, New York. Armed gunmen enter a neighborhood supermarket. An alert security guard monitoring the store's surveillance cameras calls 911.
Pleasant Police Sergeant Finelli.
Yes, this is a robbery in progress right now in ShopRite. They're armed.
What are they armed with?
One has a handgun.
The suspects terrorize the store employees in the cashier's office.
Telling the manager open the safe.
They're attempting to force the manager to open the safe at this time.
The suspect raids a cash drawer. Minutes after the frantic call from the security guard, the police arrive.
Hurry up. Let's go and take him. They're moving out. I think he's seen you. I think he's seen a cop.
Police officer Glenn Carlson is first on the scene and fires 2 rounds at the fleeing robbers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, were there any shots fired in there?
Yes, an officer shot fired.
As I entered past the checkout line, one of the suspects spun on me, pointed the handgun at me. I fired 2 shots at that point, missing the suspect. And as I went out that rear door, they fired upon me. I hesitated for a moment. I returned fire.
The suspects are caught outside.
Oh, man, what a night, man.
None of the customers or employees are seriously injured, and suspects are soon behind bars.
We have to understand that, these things can happen. They do happen, and when they do, we have to do our job.
You may be shocked or frightened
He's trying to cause an accident.
or terrified by what you've just seen. And yet cameras only catch a fraction of all crimes committed. That's why cops work around the clock to put a lid on crime. Because we all deserve to live without fear.